Alright guys, apologize for the sound quality and overall filming quality. This is not my normal spot in the basement. Before I bring this upstairs, I'm gonna have a crack at it on my big vise. This is the take no shit vise. I'm trying to just one-hand it. I'm very sorry about that. Alright. That cracked free. Yeah. I think that's just standard threads. Let's... Yep, just standard threaded. This is the big monster. It'll unstick something if you need it to. Alright, back to the... Alright guys, back to the bench. Let's get this bastard open. The snap ring looks a little weird. I don't know if it's just bent. I don't know if you guys can see that yet. So that's just bent up. Someone came in here before and gave that a little bend. That got that straightened out a little bit better. Am I being screwed up? Yes, I am. That is stiff. All right. That looks different yet. There we go. First part's out. Come on. There we go. So the trick I try to do is I try to put a smaller key in here and just push down on the ball, which gives a little bit of space. It gives you a little bit of space as this pushes forward a little bit. And then when you keep knocking out this ball or that carriage is going to break free and it's going to add to the hammering effect to knock it out. So you can get that guy cleaned out. Ho ho. So it was missing its seal. So this really wasn't working at all. Hope the solenoid's okay and everything's okay, because it should be, but this reg was not regulating a thing because the seal is gone. Let me try it. The seal is just missing in it, so we'll have to replace that. It's just an O-ring, hard O-ring we're going to use. 90 durometer O-ring for that one. Just get the most out of it. Nice little place to put that. Yeah, that's different. Haven't seen that in a while. Everything else the same. All poly rings. We're going to replace them with Buna. I hate poly rings through time. So that's good. Reg's out. Battery's trying to get free. This screw was a little loose, but Glad to feel that it feels good. Everything looks the same there. Screws the same, all the same. Like when the pin comes with that versus in the body, because it's easier to get out of here. Nothing different. If you want to notice LCDs, one of the two actual pins has a little bit of a shoulder cut in it, and you'll see on the LCDs, IR3s, all up to the A4s, I believe. I don't know if the G7 has off the top of my head. And what that is it just makes it a little bit easier to indicate it into the LPR, just because there's a spring behind that, and that spring is pushing it forward, so it just makes it a hair easier. So I've always put them in the front versus in the back, because the back's an easier solid mount. That was nice and easy. Pins. Huh. These pins are actually different sizes. That's a little different, though this one looks real weird. Huh. Alright. So that's not normal. At least not for any LCD I've worked on. I've never seen different size pins. They're not off by much, but they're off by a little. I wonder what that was about. Let's use the non-official tool. I would definitely get myself a set of jeweler's pliers if you're going to do anything on an Angel. They just make your life so much easier. Especially with the toolkits being so hard to try to source now. Ooh. Snap ring set pretty well. I like that. We'll have to clean that side up. That needs some cleaning. I'm not going to put the body in the potion, but I'm definitely going to put the rest of this stuff in there. Just going to clean a little bit with some alcohol, and we'll get it looking right. Let's pull the solenoid, get rid of some more of these wires. Keep trying to frame this thing. I'm trying to frame this better. I'm sorry about that. Gotta put a little mark on this thing where my frame ends. Jeez, it's been a long day. I'm trying to do everything with the logo facing me so I don't unintentionally start grabbing it with my finger. Or not the logo, is the signature facing me. I know the solenoid clicks. Come on, baby. Lubed up nice. Someone was using some Dow on this at one point. Now I'm trying to spin the back, not the front, because I don't want to try to scratch up the the ano. Come on, guy. Really breaking my balls here. I'm not grabbing the right piece still. See, you gotta try to grab this ring in here and make sure it doesn't spin. Or else it just spins free like this. All my things, sorry guys. Slipping. Well, this doesn't want to come out right now, so I'm just going to go the easy route for right now. Just going to solder it, deal with that when we can, get it off the gun. It has beaten me. These are kind of hit and miss too. Just unsolder it. And that's it. Alright, so that guy's off for now. We'll have to work on you again. I don't think everything was the way it was supposed to be. Yeah, it's missing the other lead. So that's been not functioning correctly, which makes sense why the marker just turned on when I put a battery on it. Because the kill wasn't in. Alright. So that's fine. See, there's two leads soldered. One was just missing. So it misses its function. Because the way the key works is the key comes in and it's supposed to make a disconnect in power from one side to the other. But one side just didn't have power at all. Let's see if we get closer. Let's if you watch that little area down there, the key comes out and that little spring comes and makes contact with this, which is on this lead here. Focus. Which goes to this lead here, where this lead here is at the battery. So it connects everything together from the battery too, so it breaks the fuse. I have no idea why they decided to do it that way ever, but you know, it's just a neat old Angel feature, but definitely kind of useless when you could just have a switch. Maybe it was cheaper. Maybe that's why they did it, because I don't know, the switches aren't Angel uses that, or the old Angel switches are nice switches, but like they're still pretty cheap, even if it's $3-4 a switch. All right, body is almost cleaned out. Okay, that was one question I would have. I don't know if it's original. I'll ask the owner. I was assuming it might have the LED style valve, but definitely is an LCD valve. Wow, it's been worked, this cup seal. Look at that. I don't know if this is original to the marker. Maybe. The cup seal most likely isn't. I didn't know if to use orange to start, but look at that groove in it. That is a big groove in a cup seal. I don't know if someone was just spinning it to try to, you know, make it seal up, which is a possibility, or if they just through time it wore out like that with the orange seal. But that is a groove it has there. So I'll ask if he wants this replaced, just because even if this does seal, it's going to be slower to open because the valve has to travel farther forward before air gets around this gap and gets in. You want a nice hard flush seal, the best you can, to have the crispest opening and the quickest dwell of air hitting the ball. So I'm going to ask if he wants this replaced, even though it's maybe it's original. I'll see if it is. But that would be you know, a wear item that I would want to replace. Everything here looks pretty okay. Pretty standard. That head might be this might be a little different. Might just be my imagination, but it feels like that's very rounded on that end. So if you see that profile, that's a very rounded off end. I think that's a little different. It just feels a little different than the usual. Do I have anything here to compare it to available? Nope. Dang. Nothing my crap parts. Sorry, guys. That's a little different, I think. I don't know. Hard to tell. All kind of blends together after a while, but it might be a little bit different profile on that. Nothing revolutionary, though. So I can't see much different. Maybe just manufacturing differences, but it's not bad. So, marker is apart. We'll get the RAM apart next. I don't think that's ever been opened up either. I'll start getting some things in the part washer. I want to try to detail everything on this one again. It's been a while since I did a full detailed build. So we'll just kind of go, you know, whole ass on this guy. Just spinning it, huh? Hold on a second. Let's do something a little easier for ourselves. Rag works in the big vise, but pain in the ass sometimes. Usually I don't care so much about putting all this care into this guy. I'm trying not to do any additional damage. Right there. Everything's just tight on this. All right, This whole thing is just so tight. At least that wasn't. Let's actually, break out a special socket. Woo. That was some, wow. That is some Loctite on that one. Holy shit. Look at that shit. So I don't think I've ever showed you guys this one before. This one's been hogged out to accept a 3/8 ratchet. It can kind of be useful for shit like that. And now I know the level of Loctite that I'm dealing with, which is pretty damn severe. Fortunately, this I'm not going to be so lucky with. Now let's keep going with the theme here. This is brass. It shouldn't be chewed up by the aluminum jaw. But the hammer's in really, really nice shape. That is just... I just gotta sit on it. There's a lot of Loctite. I see it actually coming out the back end here. There we go. Yeah, it's still not being friendly. Bring this off the table real quick so I can get a full spin on it. this is. I've seen Angels with some Loctite on it, but this is a new level. Like, that's very square cut too. Wow, that's real square cut. All right, one more to go. No real mark. Shit. Think I lost you guys in my my fight with the front cap there. I just had to rip on it, man. That's the only way to do it. A lot of heat. I don't know if I lost you, but I think I did. They put a shit ton of Loctite on these back then. At least this one. Alright. So the ram's apart. Snap ring. Yeah, the ring's still there. So, those are two things I found physically wrong with this marker at this point in time. That's actually still good. One was the reg wasn't working because it was missing its seal. So that was just gone. And then the second thing I found was the power from the battery was disconnected. Just kind of fell off, rotted off. I don't know what happened. The battery's still in good shape. But it's a NiCad and nickel cadmium rechargeable batteries. This is the 70 milliamp. Holy shit. It's 0.7 amp hours. Oh, man. Okay. So the batteries we use now, let me grab one. So the cells I use now are, this is 0.7 amp hours, which means 700 milliamp hours. We use a battery now, it's 1600 milliamp hours in the same package. This is a not a nickel cadmium. This is the other one, a nymph, nickel metal hydride. Yeah, nickel metal hydride battery. Having a little brain fart here. So this is the cells we use for the batteries that I make. It's 2/3 A battery, just like these, except these are the older style nickel cadmium batteries. And these are the more robust nickel metal hydrides. And everything looks, the construction's the same. There's a clear piece wrapping it, which is interesting. But yeah, that's there's a lot of German on this. Way wider flat bar. So I guess they had these made in Germany back then. NiCad, do not dispose of. But yeah, this is the battery you'll find in an LED. Original battery in LED, you'll find these 99% of the time at this point. If you have an LED that's functioning, it probably had a battery replacement sometime in its past, and that battery would have been the newer nickel metal hydrides, the NIM batteries, like this that came in the little bit older, or a little bit newer LCDs in this case, versus this older one here. But yeah, it's first gen battery. I kind of expected that. I've seen other not. Speaking of which. This is LED 9207. They always mark it in there. Then they mark it in the breech here. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully you can. 9207. If you go in the breech, right there, 9207. And then some of them have it on the trigger frame. This does not. That might be the LEDs. I might be getting confused right now. That does not feel fantastic either, so we can give this a wash too. Put that in the back. That doesn't go in the bath. Let's get everything out of this guy. Let me get a pin, punch that out. Never need much in way of pin hitting with these, unless it's all jammed up with rust. But that pin's in good shape. Just needs more whacking. Of course. Hold on a second. Well, nothing's been super easy here, but we've overcome it so far. Yeah, a little gunky. Nothing a little wash won't fix. We'll polish that pin up, get that looking better. I don't know why you keep on focusing right now. I'm sorry about that. Everything's good with the board. Put that off to the side. Red, orange, green. All right. So we end up giving everything a little wash, a little scrub down. I don't want to bring my ultrasonic cleaner over to this bench. It's on my other bench. I've showed that off before in the dark LCD build. If you're ever really interested in it, it's just an eBay cleaner. If you haven't seen it, it's ultrasonic cleaner. I just hose everything down. I want to wash in it with Dawn soap and let it clean for a little bit, and then I clean everything with alcohol afterwards. I'm going to bring a polisher to the bench. I'm going to polish up everything. Show you guys a polish. I'm going to go a little nuts, I think. Because of what this marker is, you know. I want to polish everything just so it looks pretty cool. We still got to fix this bastard. Give that our best shot. And yeah. I'm going to clean everything. And I'll have the polisher out next. That'll be video 3 is the modification. We'll go through everything in bigger detail than I've been doing recently. Go back to a longer format video section, but I want to try to break it down into parts. Alright guys, that's it for video 2. Andrew at FloryPB. We're good for now.